Yo! And welcome back to my vlog. I know I missed the last week. I had exams. I was actually thinking about recording this video and not reading for my exams. But when the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I kind of don't want to fail. So yeah. Anyway, exams were good. I'm expecting decent results and I'm just not going to say anything more about that. Not posting a video for the past week has given me some time to think. And I've decided to go with a bit of a serious theme for today's video. I'm going to be talking about the different kinds of people in the corporate world. Oh, let me take that back. We're going to be talking about different kinds of people in the professional world. It's not everything that's professional as corporate. Everything I'm saying right now is based on my perspective of things. I've had quite a bit of experience and I just want to share that experience with you guys. So yeah, there are three categories of people in the professional world. The employees, the specialists / consultants / freelancers, and then the employers. So the employees. These are people with a specific set of skills that are willing to offer them to an already existing business. They're actually willing to put in the work and see their efforts yield them rewards. Stuff like salaries, promotion, job security, health benefits, and even life's pleasures. And being able to take a vacation, travel the world, all of that. Employees are reward driven. They don't mind working for other people as long as they get those rewards. It's very possible for them to switch employers. So like they're working for someone and they go work for another person if what the new person has to offer is better than the current situation they're in. And there's some special cases where some employees don't want to leave where they work. They understand the company's vision and they're interested in being within as it grows. For instance, it gives you a fixed structure to rely on. Once you understand the structure, you can stick to it and you can grow with it. There's a chance for upward mobility, which is basically you being able to see yourself getting promoted and going from one level to the next. Employment gives you the ability to be part of something bigger. Imagine working for a multinational corporation. Employment also helps you focus on your specialty. However, the thing is that employment causes unhealthy growth because when there are other people in the same organization that offer the same things you offer, there tends to be competition and sometimes it can be unhealthy. There can also be a lack of a clear growth plan because let's face it, even if you calculate the trajectory of your growth in a company, there's no guarantee that that's how it will turn out. So you really have no control over the situation. There's also a chance that you might be undervalued. Offering them your skills, you're working late nights, sacrificing your personal life, then what you're getting paid at the end of the day might not even be worth what you're putting in. And you also suffer when the economy takes a hit. There's also a chance of being laid off if the company is downsizing. Probably the scariest one yet, the rise of the robots. I'm just joking, but this is actually a serious thing. Technology affects employment a lot too. Once there are new technological advancements and there are easier ways to do the things that you can do, there's a chance that you lose your job. Then there's also the case of younger people who can do your job better. First of all, you're going to want to write this one down. You have to be able to show initiative and always add value in everything that you do. In every task you do, you're going to have to show your employer that you have the intelligence to do more. Don't just do the barest minimum. Always impress your employers. Get new business for them. Make them look better in front of clients. Just find ways to improve the overall outlook and value of the business itself. You also have to be able to show personal interest in the business. You shouldn't go to work making it seem to your employer that, it's just a job. You're just doing it for a paycheck at the end of the month. When you work like that, it's easy to lay you off. So what you want to do is to show your employer that, this job means a lot to me. The next category, which is my favorite, is the consultants / specialists / freelancer. These people are usually very skilled and well versed in a specific field. And they're willing to commit with different people to work on certain projects. But they don't commit their future to anyone in particular. The specialists can usually handle a high level of pressure because they work with different people and they usually have different people expecting things from them at the same time. So they usually know how to juggle between different things. They know how to multitask very well. It's very easy for a freelancer or a specialist to become an employer because people usually want to learn from them. So they usually work with different people who are learning from them and maybe assist them and stuff. And eventually they can grow. And the bigger they grow, the more people they will need to work for them. The advantages of being a freelancer or a specialist is a bigger chance of making a big break than employees. By a big break, what do I mean? Okay, so if what they're doing is good and people they're working for are impressed, it's an opportunity for someone big to just say, I want you to work for me on this project, and bam, they land a big contract. To be fair, it's rare. But it's easier for a freelancer to get done than for an employer. Freelancers actually define their own path. There's no boss that's telling them this is what you do. You have to submit this by the end of this quarter. You have to meet this deadline. You have to do this. You have to do that. To be fair, they work for other people, so people tell them what to do. But at the end of each project, once they receive their alert, that's it. On to the next one. They have the freedom of accepting jobs and turning down others that don't really fit with what they want to do. And most importantly, freelancer is not tied down to someone else's vision. It's really hard to find work in a saturated market. When there's so many other people that are doing the same thing they're doing, it's harder to get work. For instance, I'm a photographer. There are so many photographers in Lagos. Like just open Instagram, guy, they're everywhere. Sometimes you can go months without getting a gig. There are some periods where money is just coming from right, left and center, but those dry spells are usually very long. And there really isn't any structure to rely on. You define everything by yourself, and if you don't know what you're doing, your business can go to the dogs. This wouldn't be complete if I didn't give you the keys to success as a freelancer. First of all, as a freelancer, you want to be multi-skilled or multi. Some people say multi, some people say multi. So that when you're offering your client a package, you give them a holistic experience. For instance, I am a photographer, videographer, graphic designer. So what do I do when I go to events? I take your pictures and I give you a video summary of the whole event. And then when I'm done, I go on Photoshop and make a nice design that you can post on your Instagram. So you have to hone your skills and learn new skills that complement what you already know and what you can already do. Secondly, you have to learn how to be all up in people's faces. Let people know what you do. And give them a constant reminder. Open a website, open a blog, open a vlog, post on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, especially if you're a creative, so people can see or hear what you do. You need people to know what you're doing. They won't hire you. Also, you have to constantly practice. If you're a photographer, keep taking pictures. If you're a graphic designer, keep making designs. People who follow your work can actually see a trajectory of your growth. Also, don't be shy about your business. Use word of mouth to spread your business. Learn the elevator pitch for your business, which is basically a 30-second presentation of what you can do. Time to talk about the last category. Last and not the least, we have the employer. This is someone who is extremely skilled, well-versed and knowledgeable in a specific field. Plus, they have a bigger vision to impact society or their pockets. They've seen an opportunity to do something that can have a bigger effect on the world as we know it, or an opportunity to make a massive profit. Employers usually have the characteristics of wanting to expand, grow bigger, one up, level up. You get the gist? Employers are not afraid to take risks. Every decision an employer makes affects people other than himself. An employer is a leader. An employer is discerning. An employer can simply be defined as a person who sees a vision and stays devoted to it to the end, whether people believe in him or her or not. It goes without saying that the success of the business is directly correlated to personal success for the employer. Also, the employer defines the vision, defines the target, and leads other people towards it. Something personal about being an employer. The business is like your baby. You conceive it and nurture it to adulthood. A lot of people look up to you. So there's a lot of pressure. A lot of people crack under that pressure. And it usually isn't easy to find people who are more interested in the vision than the money. Yo, if the business is in debt, the employer is also in debt. You have to tell day and night before your business grows. So you have to keep in mind the vision of the business throughout. Always be sure of where you're going. Don't let anything change that vision. Don't be wavered by any circumstance, any doubt, the amount of money you have. Just keep that vision in mind. Also, you need to have a plan, a long-term goal. This is what you want to achieve. Then you have little short-term goals that eventually play into that long-term goal. Finally, you also have to be patient. When things don't seem to be going right, that's not the end of the road. You have to be willing to endure. When most businesses try to take off, there are always lots of hard times. Sleepless nights, you're going to go broke, you're going to go without food. Some relationships might suffer when you're focusing on the business. It's fine. Those who stick around will stick around. You also have to be able to find like-minded people who can work with you or for you, partners or employees. You should also know the type of personnel that you can invite onto your business. Sometimes some people might have the skills, but they don't have the personality. People might have the skills, but they have the personality. I would advise that you should go for them because the skill is always something that can be learned. Personality is not easy to come back. There's also one more group of people, the survivors. These are the people that take life however it goes. Their lives have no defined pattern. They just want to go to school, get a degree, and get a job. These people are often very dependent and lack initiative. They don't really know where their lives are going. This is different from an employee. An employee knows what he's doing, but a survivor is just going with the flow. They might think they're being patient and just waiting for something big to come. Nothing comes if you don't take the right steps towards it. And then they end up being the ones who spend all their weekends and nights in the bar, complaining and talking and blaming the country, the president, politicians, their friends, their family, blaming everything but themselves. There's no key to success in being a survivor. There's only a cure. Simple. Just decide to be one of the three that I mentioned earlier. Consciously make that decision and stick to it. I didn't get this from any textbook, website, from anybody. This is just the categorization of people in the professional workspace based on my own observation. The words I used, employer, consultant, and employee, the explanations I gave for those words might not necessarily correlate with their definitions, but I just use them to explain the ideas that I want to convey. If you guys agree or disagree with anything I'm saying, and if you also feel that there's another category that I didn't mention, feel free to mention it in the comment section. I'm recording this vlog on the night of my birthday. I'm turning 21 in a few hours. So I also have some extra thoughts I want to share with you guys. Out of the three that I mentioned, it's very important for everybody to decide where they are early so that they'll know where they're going. One of the ways to know where you stand is by embarking on the internship program very early. My first internship experience was back in 2012. From then till now, I've had about 5 internships. So I've worked in very different organizations and I kind of have a better idea of where I stand and how I work. Internship is not the only form of work experience. There are other types of work experiences that you can get. You can start freelance when you're still in school. It's very important to do freelance jobs because not only do they help you develop your skills in a certain field, they also help you create connections and give you mastery in what you do. What's more, it gives you the luxury of discovering a niche market that you want to cater for at an early stage. People think it's hard to get an internship. Yes, it might be difficult in some instances, but to be fair, you have to learn to accept no's. You might get quite a few no's. What you have to do is apply to different companies, send letters of what you're willing to do. Make it very clear to them that you want to learn, and if possible, you can also tell them about certain skills that you possess. Tell them how you can use it to their benefit. Another thing that helps is offering to work for free, because not only does that mean that they don't have to pay you, it also means that you're serious enough to learn what they have to offer. After that agreement, they still give you something as an allowance, your transportation or your feeding at least. And even if they don't, becoming a specialist isn't that hard either. All it takes is being a little observant and looking at things around you. So basically, look for a problem and you offer a solution that people can actually exchange for money. If you live in a place where food is very expensive, you look for a cheaper means of getting food across to them and they pay you for it. So it's just about finding what people need and finding a way to provide for it. Something that is sustainable and something that people can keep paying for. There's also something that people refer to today as the side hustle. You might have a job or you might be a student, and your side hustle is basically a business that you're doing by the side, which is complementing what you're already doing. It's an extra means of income. It's very important to have a side hustle because it helps you develop your skills and it opens doors gradually. Things that a side hustle will do for you, you won't even be able to predict them. It gives you an extra stream of income and you're able to spend money that you made by yourself. Look, I bought this with my own money. Most of my equipment I got by myself. This laptop that you see here, I bought my own money. And by my own money, I don't mean my pocket money. I mean the money that I earned and saved up by myself. And finally, I want to end this by telling you that it's important not to be scared of anything. Don't be afraid to try new things out. There's a lot of power in being innovative and fearless. And truth be told, failure is the key to success. If you make a mistake today, chances are in the future you will make that same mistake.